Can I ask a question? I know it's not my podcast, Rex. I would love, so I feel
Please.
like as an
You want to be a host?
not right now, I don't know. I think as an industry, it's easier to measure the people that are not happy, right? Because they're the ones calling in to this call center. They're the ones appealing, complaining, whatever, the channels are for communication. And Tim, maybe this is a question for you, like, how do we start to really understand the members that are satisfied, delighted in the system, so that we can also start to really capitalize on, like, what are we doing well? Because there's a lot of opportunities for all of us, right, as an industry, and it's easier to sometimes know when people are not happy. I think we haven't quite figured out the measurement framework of, like, when people are happy and what are we doing and how do we expand it. So I would love, from an industry perspective, and Dali, I think, has just done some great work and, like, thought leadership to really drive and change this industry. I would love your thoughts and reactions to that.
Sure. Well, I think some of it that really, I go back to some of the comments I was making about signals, right? And it's true. I know for my own self personally, I tend to respond to a survey when I'm upset. I usually don't, or somebody has to really go above and beyond, right, for me to be a promoter, right, to give somebody a 10, to take the time out of my day and fill out a survey. But as I was saying before, you could, if you think of the millions of people that interact with an Anthem website, there's all this technology that exists now, artificial intelligence and machine learning, to calculate an experience score based off of how they're interacting with the digital experience, right? Are they showing engagement with our website? Are they showing a reading behavior, which means like somebody is scrolling over text? Are they scrolling down the page, right? Are they not showing the negative symptoms of a poor experience, right? And so in aggregate, you don't have to ask people now anymore. You used to have to ask people, right? Tell me how you feel. Now you can infer it, right? And so I think that's one of the foundational starting points. I think the other thing is this shift that everybody's after in terms of, like, personalization. And I think one of the ingredients that we see that makes that possible is a better understanding of a journey that somebody has taken, right? And journey analytics or journey orchestration, these are technical terms, and there's platforms that exist that help us understand how a group of members have experienced, a brand, right? So if you think of one thing that is measured with stars is like finding care quickly, right? And imagine being able to understand a cohort of people and people that went to a website, right, to find care. They went to particular URLs to find care. Did they go through and select a preferred provider, somebody that the brand wants them to use because it's going to lower the cost of care? It's somebody that's close physically to where they live, right? And you can observe how many people went through what we expect them to do in the digital channel, right? How many actually made it through that flow, selected that care provider, and then visited them, right? And we have claims information that shows, okay, they actually visited that provider, right? So you can measure just these kind of operational steps or physical steps that a person is taking in their healthcare journey, and then blend that with these observed behaviors to be able to understand, hey, was that a good experience, right? Some of that can just be inferred. Did they complete the transaction at all? Did they press the button? Did it work? That's a table stakes thing, right? But did they also, did they have a good experience while doing that? Was the movement of their mouse? Was the time on page, right? Did that demonstrate that this thing worked, right? That it was efficient for them,